The Young and the Restless spoilers, Lily Winters and her fears in love and family. Lily Winters, one of the strong and determined characters on The Young and the Restless, is facing an internal struggle between her emotions and her mind. She has experienced many ups and downs in her life, from work to personal relationships, and now, a new challenge awaits her. The big question that Lily faces now is not only about her career future but also about the relationship she is building and, more specifically, her relationship with Damian Kane. In an important conversation with Amy Lewis, Lily opens up about the worries and fears she is facing. Amy, a trusted friend, has always been there to listen and give sound advice. Lily, despite her strength, cannot help but feel ambivalent about her relationship with Damian, a man she feels a special connection to, but knows little about his past. Concerns about Damian Kane's past. Lily shares that she is genuinely curious about Damian's past. A man who appears calm and confident on the outside, Lily cannot help but wonder if Damian is really who she sees. Does what he shows on the outside really reflect who he is on the inside? This question haunts Lily, and she cannot help but feel insecure about the future if she decides to take this relationship further. When Amy asks Lily about her feelings for Damian, she admits that she is starting to trust him more. However, this trust is not strong enough for Lily to completely surrender her heart to him. The relationship with Damian is creating a rift in Lily's family, especially with her brother Devin, who is always worried about Lily's decisions. Devin has expressed doubts about Damian from a very early age, and these doubts seem to grow as Damian begins to appear more and more in Lily's life. Will Lily dare to love a man whose past she doesn't know? The biggest problem Lily faces is not only building a relationship with Damian, but also deciding whether she should enter into this relationship without knowing anything about him. Lily is not someone who easily takes risks, but her feelings for Damian are growing deeper. She feels a special connection between the two, a connection that she cannot explain rationally. However, deep down, Lily cannot help but feel scared. She is afraid that her lack of knowledge about Damian may lead to trouble she cannot foresee. Lily has experienced mistakes in love, and she does not want to repeat them. She knows that if she continues this relationship without knowing clearly about Damian, she may encounter unexpected shocks, which can hurt herself and those around her. Lily and the family division. The division in the Winters family is an important factor that cannot be ignored. Lily is not only worried about the relationship with Damian but also about the consequences that this relationship can bring. Devin does not trust Damian, and his skepticism has created a distance between him and Lily. Every time Lily brings Damian into her family life, she feels a sense of suffocation and tension, especially when her family members do not agree with her decision. However, Lily also has to face the reality that, in life, not everyone can accept all of her decisions. Lily has learned that sometimes, she needs to trust herself, instead of just listening to the advice of others. Damian, despite his secrets, may be the one to bring her happiness, something Lily has not felt for a long time. Potential love or mistake? Can Lily put all her worries aside and pursue love with Damian? This question is not only a difficult one for Lily but also for the audience of The Young and the Restless. The relationship between her and Damian is not only an emotional test but also a lesson in trust, courage and life decisions. Lily knows that if she chooses Damian, she will face many challenges, not only from her loved ones but also from her own doubts. However, love sometimes requires risk, and maybe, that is what Lily needs at this time. Will she have the courage to enter a new relationship without knowing anything about the man's past? Can Damian overcome Lily's family's doubts and prove that he is worthy of her love? Lily and Amy's conversation is not only a discussion of feelings, but also a confrontation with Lily herself. Her worries and fears reflect the complexity of the relationship between her head and her heart. Will Lily have the courage to accept a relationship with Damian, or will she let her worries and doubts overwhelm her feelings? Only time will tell, and fans of The Young and the Restless will be glued to their screens as Lily and Damian's love story continues to unfold. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Lily Winters and the tough decision to help Damian prove himself on The Young and the Restless. Lily Winters has always been a strong, independent woman who wants to do what's best for her family, especially with the Winters company. However, her family life is always full of upheavals and difficult decisions that Lily has to make, especially when it comes to those around her, like Damian Kane, with whom she has begun to build a working relationship. Although Damian has helped Lily with a number of projects, Lily now faces a difficult decision. Can she help Damian prove himself, or will her actions have a negative impact on Damian's family relationships and career? Lily hopes Damian can prove himself. Lily has always wanted the best for the Winters family, especially her half-brother, Nate Hastings. Family relationships have always been an important factor in Lily's life, and she has always tried to maintain harmony between her work and personal life. That is why Lily has decided to help Damian, who she believes can bring great value to the Winters company. She believes that, with a little support and opportunity, Damian can prove his ability and become a trustworthy member of the company. However, even though Lily wants Damian to work with the family, she cannot help but worry about the possible split, especially with Nate. For Lily, family comes first, but she also does not want to damage her relationship with Nate, who has been an important part of her life since she was a child. Lily knew that if Damian failed to integrate and prove himself, his career would be in jeopardy, and this could lead to unnecessary tension in the family. Lily and the decision to hire Damian. Lily had not made an easy decision to hire Damian to help the company explore Aristotle development in such an important project. Also meant that he would face great challenges. If Damian could not do the job well, this would not only affect his career, but also damage the reputation of the Winters company. Lily knew that this decision could be controversial, and if Damian failed, she could face criticism from her family, especially from Nate, who had doubts about Damian's abilities from the beginning. Still, Lily couldn't help but believe in Damian's abilities and believed that, with the right guidance, he could overcome this challenge. However, Lily also had to face a difficult reality. If Damian failed to do his job well, his job might be in jeopardy, and she would be held responsible for this hiring decision. For Lily, protecting Damian was not only a responsibility but also a way for her to protect herself and her company. Worrying about the consequences for Damian. Although Lily was open and determined to help Damian, she couldn't help but worry about the possible consequences for him. If Damian couldn't complete the task Lily assigned him, would he resent her? This was a question that Lily couldn't help but think about, and she feared that Damian's career might be in jeopardy if he failed to meet the expectations she and the company had set. Lily also realized that in a corporate environment, not everyone would accept help easily, and Damian might face suspicion not only from Nate but also from other colleagues. If Damian failed, Lily would have to face guilt, because she had created an opportunity for him without knowing the outcome. She feared that Damian would feel betrayed and resentful towards her, which could damage their relationship. But Lily also knew that if she didn't help Damian, she wouldn't be able to live with the regret of not giving him a chance to prove himself. Amy Lewis gives wise advice. During her conversation with Amy Lewis, Lily opened up about her thoughts and concerns. Amy, as a close friend, gave Lily wise advice and encouragement. Amy realized that Lily was under a lot of pressure and anxiety about Damian's future. However, Amy also emphasized that sometimes, the greatest opportunities and challenges come from risky decisions. If Lily wants Damian to prove himself, she needs to believe in him and support him through the difficulties. Amy also commented that, whether Damian succeeds or fails, Lily's decision will not be judged solely on the final result. The important thing is that Lily gave Damian a chance and helped him enter a new environment where he could grow. Amy also affirmed that if Lily did not help Damian at this time, she would forever feel regretful about the missed opportunity. Lily is more open to giving Damian a chance in the end. Amy's advice reassures Lily, and she begins to realize that sometimes, decisions without any guarantees yield the best results. Lily decides to continue supporting Damian and hopes that he will be able to prove himself. Although there are many risks, Lily knows that she cannot go further in life without giving herself and those around her the opportunity to change and grow. By giving Damian a chance, Lily not only changes his life, but also changes her own. She will learn that sometimes, trust and patience are important factors in building a lasting relationship, whether it is at work or in her personal life. Lily Winters is a determined, intelligent woman who always puts her family first. However, when new challenges arise in her life and work, Lily is forced to face difficult decisions. One of her biggest challenges is her relationship with Damian Kane, a character she must face not only in her work but also in her personal life. Can Lily continue to trust Damian when she knows nothing about his past? And can she balance work and family when Damian becomes an important factor in Winter's career? This story is not only about Lily and Damian, but also affects the Winters family, especially Nate Hastings, Lily's half-brother, who is starting to have doubts about Damian. In a tense conversation with her best friend Amy Lewis, Lily will have to face her fears, and may also receive valuable advice from Amy. This article will help fans of The Young and the Restless better understand the mood and difficult decision that Lily is facing. Lily and her worries about Damian's past. Lily is a person who is always responsible and cautious in her decisions. When Damian Kane enters her life and work, Lily cannot help but feel worried about his past. In her conversation with Amy, Lily does not hide her curiosity about what Damian has gone through in the past. She knows that the people around him may have secrets that he does not want to share, and she cannot help but wonder if those things will affect her decisions in the future. This feeling of anxiety becomes more evident when Lily begins to realize that she is feeling a special connection to Damian. However, the questions about his past make Lily unable to completely rest assured. She doesn't want to get into a relationship without knowing the person she's in love with, and that makes her think twice before moving forward with Damian. Lily begins to feel that not knowing anything about Damian's past could be a big risk, especially since her family has concerns about him. Lily shares with Amy that she really wants to know more about Damian and his past experiences. Amy, with her understanding and experience, advises Lily that sometimes we need to take a little risk in life if we want to move forward. However, Amy also doesn't deny that Lily learning more about Damian's past is necessary to build a solid foundation for their relationship. Lily wants the best for Winters and Nate Hastings. Not only is Lily worried about herself, she also cares deeply about Winters' company and her half-brother, Nate Hastings. Lily always wanted what was best for her family, and she was well aware that her decision about Damian could affect the unity of the family. Nate, although a very trustworthy brother, had shown doubts about Damian since he first appeared in Lily's life. This made Lily even more uncertain, because she did not want the family's career to be affected by uncertain decisions. Lily really hoped that Damian could prove himself and continue to stick with Nate. She knew that Damian's success in the Winters company would help strengthen her family's position in the business world, but she also understood that if Damian failed, there would be unpredictable consequences. Lily felt that it was her responsibility not only to help Damian, but also to protect her company and family from potential risks. Lily hires Damian to help uncover Aristotle Dumas' agenda in a risky move. Lily decides to hire Damian to help Winters uncover the agenda of Aristotle Dumas, a major competitor in the industry. This not only brings a great opportunity for the company, but also gives Damian a chance to prove himself and contribute more to Winters' growth. However, this decision is not easy, because if Damian fails to perform his duties well, his job will be in jeopardy. Lily realizes that Damian's career may be in jeopardy if he fails to meet the expectations of his job. She can't help but worry that Damian will resent her if he fails to perform well, and if he ends up getting fired. Lily doesn't want to be the one to let Damian down, but she also knows that this decision is necessary to take Winters to the next level. This conflicting feeling keeps Lily from thinking about the risks she faces. Amy Lewis offers wise advice in a deep conversation with Amy. Lily expresses her worries and fears about possibly being a bad influence on Damian. Amy, with her understanding, advises Lily that sometimes we have to accept difficult decisions and trust the people around us. Amy also emphasizes that Lily's act of giving Damian a chance is a brave act and shows trust in his abilities. Despite the risks, Amy believes that Lily should not let her worries and fears prevent her from making important decisions in her life. Lily and the family divide. The relationship between Lily and Damian is also creating a division in the family, especially between her and Nate. Nate is always worried that Damian may be an unreliable element and could cause harm to the Winters family. Nate's doubts add to Lily's stress, as she doesn't want her family to be torn apart by her personal decisions. However, Lily also knows that it's impossible to please everyone, and sometimes she has to follow her heart. Lily faces her fears finally. Lily must face her own fears. Can she fully trust Damien when she knows nothing about his past? Can she continue to open up to someone she knows very little about, or will she let her worries about uncertainty hold her back from moving forward in this relationship? These questions aren't easy to answer, and Lily must learn to face her fears so she can make the right decisions for herself and her family.